Hello, Drew Siragusa here for Fanbase Press at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm here with the Jody Houser, who's...
I'm a the now.
Yes, yes. Who's currently writing for the Doctor Who comics. Hello, Jody.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
So tell me, when it comes to Doctor Who, how did you get involved? Did you grow up on it? Did you come to it later in life?
I actually came to Doctor Who through the 8th Doctor movie. It was a franchise I knew about. I had friends who watched it on PBS growing up, but I'd never seen any of it. And then when the movie aired on Fox, and it was 96 or 97, I forget which one, I was like, oh, that's the thing my friends talked about. And I tuned in, and Paul McGann was great. I mean, I know there's different opinions about the movie and the quality of it, but I think what Paul McGann brought to people who had never seen the show was just sort of the alienness of the Doctor, but also how close he felt to humanity, and he didn't know who he was, but he did, and just all the contradictions and the sort of poetry there, and it was just a really fascinating character to me. So when the new series launched on Sci-Fi first, I believe, I started watching as soon as 9 premiered. So I've been all through New Who, going back a little bit before that, and I've watched some Classic Who, not as much as I should have. I'm still catching up on that, but it has been around for a little bit, so there's a lot to catch up on.
There is, and you're in good company because Paul McGann is my favorite Doctor, so I'm glad to hear. Is he your favorite, or is another one his favorite?
I would say if I had to choose, it would probably be 10, just because something about 10's manic energy makes me think of me when I'm on like a really good writing sprint. So there's something about that I found really, really relatable. And of course, David Tennant's just a fantastic actor.
He is. Now, when you mentioned Classic Who, New Who, 50 plus years worth of lore, is that something you find intimidating, or is it freeing? And what is that process like to respect what that was and still bring what you want new to it?
I mean, yeah, for sure. And I think that's something we see whenever a new showrunner comes on in the New Who era, is they will take it and make it their own and find the elements of it that they love the most and find the most interesting. So, I mean, I think for me, with coming on board the 13th Doctor comics at the same time as the show transitioning to the 13th Doctor, it's very much about sort of carrying on what Chibnall's doing on the show and the comics, and still finding room for my own voice, of course, but trying to have a consistency there, and no one feeling like this is a different version of the 13th Doctor and a different version of the companions. It's the same characters, just different adventures and in a different medium.
Mm-hmm. And what type of adventures do you plan on taking them on?
Well, the current one is one of the ones I was most excited about, which is introducing the Corsair into the comic, who, we saw part of them on the show, but not the entirety of them. And I actually played the Corsair on a Doctor Who RPG show a few years ago, although it was Paul's Universe's version of the Corsair, so a little bit different. But I really loved Neil Gaiman's 11 Facts You Didn't Know About the Corsair post that he made. And it was just the seeds for such an interesting character, and figuring out the dynamic between, the version of the Corsair that I created for the comic and this version of the Doctor, and how they interact and what the conflict there is going to be. It's just been a lot of fun.
Very cool. And what type of themes do you think are important to like any Doctor story, or particularly what you were wanting to tell right now?
I mean, I think beyond all the fact that the Doctor travels around and has seen so much and been through so much, and a lot of it really bad, but they always have that level of empathy still, like even for the monsters, and the things that everyone else is afraid of or doesn't care about. So I think at the end of the day, the Doctor chose the name the Doctor for a reason. Doctors heal. Doctors have empathy toward their patients. I mean, hopefully, good ones do. So, and I think that's something that the Doctor carries with them wherever they go. So that's something I always try to touch on in the stories, even if it's just an aside to no, we're not going to shoot this person, and this is why, or no, this one may seem evil, but there's more to it than that. So always trying to see sort of the deeper picture and the heart of things, and again, the empathy in it.
Well, thank you very much. And if viewers would like, where can they check out your work and find you?
Doctor Who is available in comic stores everywhere. I believe the second volume for the 13th Doctor comics, which is called Hidden Human History, will be coming out soon, and the first volume is available. And you can find me on Twitter, which is my name with an underscore in the middle, and then also on Instagram at MindEclipse.
Thank you very much. And if you enjoyed this interview and would like to look at others, we have them on www.fanbasepress.com.